Good morning, beautiful people of the internet. I just want to share some encouragement that, I read this morning in my devotional. This is the devotional I'm currently reading. It was gifted to me by a dear friend, and it has just been such a blessing. Devotional that can lean to people who are creative, people who are entrepreneurs, people who, are just striving or wanting to be in their God-given purpose. It's really a book for anyone, though. There's so much goodness in here. But day 21 was talking about resting, and there's a quote in there that says, if you're tired, it basically says that if you're tired, it's not always a sign to quit. Sometimes it's just a sign to rest with God and refuel your cup that way. And I just thought that was so mind-blowing, because if you're like me, you give your 110% to absolutely everything you do. If you're not like me, that's fine. You don't have to be like me, but what I'm saying is that if you're someone who gives your all to everything that you do all the time, then you're probably also like me in the sense that you can reach burnout often. You can hit the wall of exhaustion often, and that can be very discouraging. That can be so discouraging. That can make me feel like, all right, I keep getting to this point. It must not be working. It must not be God's will. But sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes God's not asking you to quit. Sometimes God's not asking you to, give up on that dream or on whatever it is you're striving for right now. But sometimes he's simply asking that wall of exhaustion hits, and he needs you to learn how to get back in his presence, refill your cup with him, and go and run your 100%. Like, run your race. And when you reach exhaustion, sometimes, and you get there often, it can be discouraging. It can make you think maybe this is not God's will. But first of all, ask him. Use discernment, pray, ask the Lord, what is it that I'm actually doing? Am I still focused on my assignment? Because sometimes he's really just asking you to rest. It's biblical truth that we are supposed to work for 6 days and rest on the 7th. It is the way that God designed the world, because he knew we were going to need that. Not because God needed to rest, but that's because he knew we needed that modeled out. And so ask yourself, is God asking you to quit? Or is he simply asking you to take a day, reset, refocus, reside in him, refill your cup, and then get back on track? So I hope that's encouraging.